So, anyone here for public comment? I see none. And we have an item on the miscellaneous calendar, question of accepting a grant in the amount of $2,605 from the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection to acquire one electric vehicle charging station under the Massachusetts Electric Vehicles Incentive Program. Who is this? Melissa? Oh, Todd. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
It's
on.
Okay. Todd Crane, Transportation Administrator. As you're aware, we have two electric charging stations previously installed when Jeff Levine was Director of Planning and Community Development in the Babcock Street lot and the Town Hall lot. Approximately about a year and a half ago, both of those machines failed. They were out of warranty, and there was no money at that time within the budget to replace them wholesale. As staff changed over in some departments, in August, the Commissioner of Public Works was approached to take over responsibility for the charging stations and to get them up and running. He asked that I look into it. So we contacted the company in charge of the charge point charging stations. We asked them for a quote to replace both of them, and we asked to work with them to sort of bring that quote down some, since they two existing machines failed.
Screwed us the first time.
And what we did was we received a quote. We negotiated actually. Each machine is $7,210 each. We negotiated a $400 trading credit for the two broken machines to bring the cost down to little over $10,000. We then went looking for possible state grants to help offset the cost even more. And the grant that we found was the Workplace Charging Station grant from the Mass DEP, which, because Town Hall lot is attached to Town Hall with at least 15 employees or more, as long as we pledge to make the charging stations available to our employees to charge electric vehicles at a cost, if we so desire, not free charging, then we qualify for a grant, which is half off the actual cost of the station.
okay.
I mean, I do think we need to charge. I don't think we need to profit on it, but we need to be breaking even, I think.
Yep, so that's it. Right now, we currently charge the meter rate. When we first got these, that's all we could charge was the parking meter rate for the space. We could not charge for the electricity. Approximately 2 years ago, the Mass DPU issued a new CMR that said that municipalities and owners of these charging stations are not charging for electricity, which was the issue. It's like gas for a vehicle, so they can pass on the cost of the gas and charge for the gas of the electric vehicle. So after we get these installed, my next task was going to be to talk to the cities of Cambridge, Somerville, Boston, and others within Massachusetts that have these as well, and see what they're charging, if they are charging, and then to come back to you with a plan for that.
How do they charge you? By credit card?
Yep, actually, either a membership, some people have memberships tied to a credit card, or a credit card itself. So when you go and you park your vehicle and you swipe your card, it actually will tell you this is how much it is per kilowatt, and then you agree to it, and then you plug it in your vehicle and it charges. And the computer itself is tied to a cloud app, like everything these days, and they charge actually off of your account. And in talking to the ChargePoint rep, they can charge for a certain amount of time, and then if the person stays there even longer, it can increase the charge.
Right.
So if they're going to park there all day,
Yeah.
even though their vehicle's fully charged, it can actually charge them even a higher rate.
Yeah,
So it
that's what I was
factors
thinking
in
we
how
should do.
long their vehicle's average charge, and then charge them even more after that.
Because somebody mentioned you don't want someone leaving their car there to charge up, and then they take the T into town and
Exactly.
just leave the car there all day.
Yeah, so this is sort of a way to prevent that.
Yeah.
If you charge
But
even
doesn't the
more.
parking meter run out?
Well, I think we wouldn't be using the parking meters.
Yeah,
for
you
that
can
station
transfer it
anymore.
over now to just be charging through this one thing instead of the parking meter itself.
But isn't there a time limit on the park?
There is currently a time limit on the parking meter, yes, that the police can enforce a time
So
meter.
shouldn't we have a time limit on the electric charging? It's not
Yeah, we
fair
would-
to-
we
for
would have a
somebody to
charge
hog
limit on it.
To hog it all day, anyway.
Yep, that's the goal of this.
Okay.
So they'd get a ticket.
Right now,
Or
well,
staying there.
right now, they would get a ticket if they stay longer than if they're in the town hall lot, the 2 hours, or the 3 hours in the Babcock Street lot, they would get a ticket. But this would now actually charge them more, depending, if we went to this system. It would charge them more on their credit card for staying there all day. So it'd be a way to sort of up the increase of the all-day parking to make them not want to do that.
So equal to a ticket?
You could do it equal to a ticket or even higher.
Yeah, even higher.
Yep. And that way it doesn't rely on our enforcement officers to come and, and mark down how long they were there and to know that they've been there longer.
Well, good work getting the grant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will move that we accept this grant in the amount of $2,605 from the Mass DEP to acquire one electric vehicle charging station under the Massachusetts Electric Vehicles Incentive Program Workplace Charging. All those in favor, please say aye. Selectman Daley?
Aye.
Selectman Franco? Selectman Heller?
Aye.
Selectman Green?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. We have one item for possible consideration, the DICR Commission amendments. This is warrant article 28, and there is, Selectman Daley, you're on top of this
I don't
one.
think the right language is on the sheet that's right in front of you. If you look up, so you have to look up the thing in your books. That,
It was the MCAD language.
yeah, it's the MCAD language, and I don't see it here. I don't know, show me, Ernie, is it on this sheet?
Yeah, it's wherever the commission receives a complaint under the jurisdiction of the MCAD.
In paragraph B.
Okay.
So the section that is crossed out in paragraph B?
Yeah,
No,
No, it's above that word.
It's the section,
So it's take the action required by, so it's 1 and 2?
it's section A, and then the A is, then beneath that underlined section, A is crossed out and B is mentioned. It says, whenever the commission receives a complaint.
but very similar to this, your page. This paragraph was added, paragraph B was added,
Whenever the commission receives a complaint,
yes, for paragraph B. And it's not a crossed out version.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So this is-
I apologize, it's here. So it was this language here.
page 2816.
It was that language there, it's crossed out there, but it was meant, the advisory committee had voted that to be back in, and I think it should be back in too. I actually, in my speech, was going to mention that these are supposed to go to the MCAD and the fair housing stuff, and that we were not trying to strip the Diversity Commission of power, but
Well, I think the distinction here is that there is a complaints review commission, committee, and part of their charge or part of their organization is that it will go to MCAD as part of a standard process. But the advisory committee felt that it should be specifically mentioned in the bylaw because it was there before. So we said, all right, we'll put it back in.
I think it's good to have it in. The thing is, the MCAD has a staff and they have the resources to sort of set up a quasi, or might even be a real judicial system, but certainly,
sometimes.
you know, they can set up something with due process and so forth.
Which our commission cannot.
Yeah, our commission has not been doing it for many, many years. We learned that no other commission except Cambridge was doing it. Cambridge does it. No other commission that we know of does.
Boston?
I
Does
don't
not?
think even Boston.
Because Boston can,
Okay.
but whether they do or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We heard that Cambridge did, but they had quite a staff, and they had, you know, you don't want people to like lose their rights because they're not going to the MCAD and they're in another forum where they may, you know, because people are not maybe versed in what's necessary to, you know, go through a quasi-judicial process. People may say things against their interest or whatever, and not, it would be, to set up a real judicial process would require a huge investment of,
There was no
Time and money.
intention by this commission of of depriving an individual of their opportunity to go to MCAD. It's just that it's elsewhere in the, it was elsewhere in the bylaw, so, but it's,
By the way, there's one question that I have, and related to how this is going to be presented to avoid confusion. It looks like your red line is against the pre-DICR version of the bylaw.
yes.
Okay, so that's
Well, this
confusing.
is not, this was not in the DICR, this is in the fair housing
We're in the
bylaw.
fair housing
Okay.
now. We're in
with-
5.5,
Oh, I'm sorry.
so it's not the one we.
Never mind.
And what you have in front of you, there's no supplement for this, so Sandy is going to have to explain this.
Yeah, he said he could
Yeah,
last night.
and he said no more supplements, so I was happy with that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So I would say that we
By the
should,
way, so that fact needs to be explained because it confused me, and I'm not the dumbest guy around here, so I'm sure it's confusing some other people.
I would say we should agree with the advisory committee. I think it's appropriate to have that language back in. And I, as I said, actually had written something in my little speech on this, mentioning that those cases do go to the MCAD, so I'm happy to have that language in there.
Okay, so I will move that we reconsider Article 28. All those in favor, please say aye. Selectman Daley?
Aye.
Selectman Franco?
Aye.
Selectman Heller?
Aye.
Selectman Green?
All right.
And the chair votes aye. I will move that we modify our recommendation to agree with the advisory committee's language, which will include section 5.5.7A, as the advisory committee did.
No,
It's
no,
B.
it's as
It's B.
amended. It moved A to B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever the-
As amended, I would suggest.
Okay, as amended, it's B. No, just he settled for that one word.
I believe that's what he's doing.
Okay, so do you want to move reconsideration?
No.
Okay,
So as long as you guys are okay, the friendly amendment will be accepted.
okay.
Okay,
Hey,
we're...
good job, Ernie.
Yeah. So I'll move that we, I don't have to move we adjourn, we'll just adjourn.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.